911. What is your emergency? You need to get off the radio, Julius.
On November 16, 2012, the Willoughby Hills Police Department received a harrowing 911 call from a child. It was 1:17 a.m. when 13-year-old Megan Knoefel awoke to the sound of a dog barking and someone screaming. Scared and confused, she wandered out of her bedroom to investigate. The screams were coming from her mom's first-floor master bedroom. There, she witnessed something she'll never be able to unsee.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Hello?
My mom with a knife.
Okay, this is your sister?
Yeah, and she's doing my mom with a knife. Maybe please tell me.
She's doing what to your mom with the knife? You need to take a deep breath for me so I can understand you.
No, I did. Please tell me. You need my mom to the knife, please.
What?
She's going to kill my mom.
Megan found her foster sister, 16-year-old Sabrina Zunich, brutally attacking her mother. But between the screaming and muffled background noise, the dispatcher struggled to piece together what was happening.
You're going to have to take a deep breath. I cannot understand you. Why is your mom going to die? What happened?
I don't know.
Is someone hurt?
She was still stabbing my mom.
She stabbed your mom?
Yeah.
Where is your sister?
Knock it off!
Where is your sister?
Quick!
Police arrived at a bloody scene. They found Megan's mom, 41-year-old social worker and seasoned foster parent Lisa Knoefel, on the floor of her master bedroom. She appeared lifeless, bleeding from multiple stab wounds. Zunich was also covered in blood. Police saw that the black handle of a 15-inch serrated knife was still in her hand. It was clear to them what had just happened. Lisa's husband, Kevin Knoefel, wasn't in the home that night. He was working as a transit driver on a route between Ohio and Michigan. Police would have to call him to break the news of his wife's brutal death. Police took Zunich into custody right away. There, she told investigators that she must have blacked out during the attack. She said the last thing she remembered was going into Lisa's master bathroom to grab medication for a headache. Then, she requested a lawyer. But the amount of blood in the bedroom told investigators a different story. Lisa suffered from at least 178 knife wounds, several of which were defensive injuries. Zunich herself had also been cut during the attack, though her injuries could have been self-inflicted. The evidence at the scene proposed a narrative of blind rage, not one of insanity. The question that left investigators scratching their heads was, what could have caused this 16-year-old to become so angry with her doting foster mom that she felt murder was the answer to her problem? In August 2013, detectives had enough evidence to pull Kevin Knoefel into the interrogation room. They believed that although he wasn't the one wielding the knife, he might have influenced the young girl.
Obviously, Kevin, Mr. Walt told you some things that we have an indictment against you. Okay, and we would like you to talk to us to give us some insight on some things. We have a lot of facts as to your involvement in this case, and we would like to know your side of the story on what happened.
Why don't you start at the beginning, Kevin? When did Sabrina come into the house, and how did that all unfold that you became the caretaker? You and Lisa.
It was June of last year.
June of 2012?
No, 11.
So June of 2011. Okay. And was this your idea that Sabrina come to the house? Was it Lisa's idea, or kind of both your idea?
It was, am I allowed to?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was, Lisa brought it to my attention. She was in a group home out in Painesville.
that something that came out of your church or something came out of her employment?
We've been foster parents for, ever since I met Lisa. She became foster parents before I met her.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you know Lisa before you got married? Or how long were you dating before you got married?
Just a year.
1 year? Did you know her prior to dating her, or?
No.
Okay. And you got married in 2006, is that correct?
Lisa and Kevin's marriage in 2006 was a second chance at love for both of them. They each had a child from previous marriages. Lisa had Megan, and Kevin had a son named Cody. Their household was a busy one. Lisa had been a foster parent even as a single mother, and her marriage to Kevin didn't change that. In addition to their own children, the Knoefels had helped raise at least 8 foster kids in their home. About a year and a half after they said their vows, Lisa and Kevin welcomed a baby of their own into the world, little Haley. The couple was overjoyed by the arrival of their new daughter. After she was born, they took some time off from fostering to adjust to their lives as parents to a newborn. But their family wasn't quite complete. Lisa still felt called to help other children. In 2011, the couple decided to make their return to fostering. When they got a phone call about a 16-year-old girl who was ready for placement, they happily agreed.
So after about a year or so, who brings the conversation up about it would be a good idea to start fostering again?
I don't really know if we had a conversation like that.
Okay.
Every once in a while, Lisa would come home and say that she got a call on a kid. For whatever reason, she would, tell him no, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we would discuss whether we wanted to do it again or not, or there was always the discussion of what age group to go with. We were open to do anything from babies all the way up. Didn't matter what sex, didn't matter what color, didn't matter what race, nothing. We're a Japanese mix and we're biracial. But it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It was black.
It's always about the well-being
That's it.
and helping.
Yeah.
Right. It's what foster care is about.
We wanted to show these kids what it was supposed to be like to live in a somewhat normal family.
Soon, they would welcome Sabrina Zunich into their family. But as it turns out, what followed was anything but normal.
How did the discussion about Sabrina get brought up? I mean, obviously Lisa received a phone call, and she came home, and you guys had to discuss about something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She knew all I knew was she was in a group home.
Mm-hmm.
She was taken from her parents, or there was something wrong with her parents, I think being drug addicts or something like that at a young age. She went to live with her grandma. Grandma was getting old, and Sabrina was taking advantage of that and running around the neighborhood. So the county came in and took custody of her, put her in a group home. And
This was Lake County Jobs and Family
Yes.
Services, right?
And we knew she was on some medications for I think she was bipolar. There was a few different things that she was dealing with. Lisa told me that she was available to come into care, so they arranged for us to meet her at the group home. And I think the thing that interested us about her was the fact that she wasn't going to be going with anybody else or back with family. It was going to be someone that she was going to age out of the system.
At what age do they age out of the system?
18 or completion of high school.
Okay. So if they turn 18 in the middle of school year, they'll let them complete the program, and then at that point in time,
Right.
you either decide to keep her and basically you're going to raise them yourself and you don't get any money, any assistance,
Correct.
or you return her back and then she...
No, you don't turn her back. You just open the door and say, see ya.
Okay. How long was it before she moved into your house?
Oh, it was probably a couple months.
A couple months?
Yeah, because we did a day visit where she came and spent the day at our house, and then
So prior to her coming to visit at your house, did you ever meet her beforehand? Like, did you guys like go to the county job and family services and
we
meet
went to
there?
her group home.
Her group home? Okay.
They were having a big party or picnic or something like that, so
Okay.
the social worker told us to come out there and we could meet her that way and have our first conversation and interaction with her.
So then the next step is to have a day visit at your house.
Mhm.
And how did that go? Tell us a little bit about that visit.
And she came to the house and the kids played and we just all did family stuff together, played outside. I can't remember exactly what we did, but she spent the day with us and then she went back to the group home.
But it was nice, there was no drama, no issues, nothing like that, correct? Okay. Well, what's the next step?
There was a overnight visit and then there was I think a whole weekend long visit, if I remember correctly.
Okay. And at that point in time, is that when you and Lisa decided that you were going to keep her then, or is that decision made before that?
No, we took it slow. And that's why we wanted to do the visits to see how she
would adapt.
intermingled with the family.
Okay. And what did, I'm assuming that you and Lisa are having ongoing conversations about Sabrina? What is she saying about Sabrina? Like, is she saying that, you know, she's a good addition, you know, she can help with, you know, help Megan with her homework, or, you know, she can help, you know, do things, she can help me, we can do things together as a family.
All that.
Okay.
You know, we didn't think that there was I didn't think that there was going to be any, you know, downsides of her.
In interviews, friends and relatives have said Zunich got along with the kids and appeared to fit in well with the Knoefel family. Her difficult past didn't seem to concern Lisa or Kevin.
She obviously was the oldest foster kid that you guys have ever had. You guys discuss that? Did you and Lisa discuss that at all?
Yeah, we thought it would be we thought that it would be easier.
And I'm sure that the county told you about the bags that Sabrina brought too, correct?
You understood the emotional issues that she was dealing with and medications she was on. I mean, Jobs and Family Services put all that on the table.
Yeah.
She was on what, approximately, 8 medications or so when she moved in with you guys?
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 medications. She's on a lot.
Right. And then, obviously, you're not a big medication guy, right? So you
Never have been.
and you attempted to get her wean her off of those?
Not myself.
Not yourself, but you encouraged or asked the doctors,
Yeah.
see if there's something we can do
Mhm.
so she's not on so many medications. And then you got her down to, what, like 4 maybe? Not you, but the doctors.
Yeah, three or
four. And she seemed to be doing good, right?
Yeah, she was doing great.
So after the summer of June of 2011, Sabrina went to school, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
And what school did she go to?
It was at the tech center.
Tech Center.
I don't know if it was Lake Academy or
Downtown Willoughby there?
yeah. They got specialized. It's a student school, but it's for kids with IEPs and learning disabilities, problem kids.
When she went to school, what grade was she in at that time? What grade would she be going into?
She was 10th. She was
10th grade?
behind.
How are things in the home during that time period? Like, do you need to talk to Sabrina anymore?
On and off.
On and off? Okay. And how was she during Christmas?
Okay. I'm excited. Just like any kid.
Okay. So nothing changed as far as Christmas was. She was excited, wanted Santa Claus to come.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she didn't believe in Santa Claus at that time, but wanted Santa Claus to come, and played along with Santa Claus for the other kids. Correct? She didn't ruin anything? Not that you were aware of?
I'm pretty sure she didn't.
Okay. And you guys take any trips during Christmas or anything?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So after Christmas break, she goes back to school. And how's she doing at school after Christmas break?
The same. She hated the school.
Hated the school?
The whole year.
So would she come home and complain about the school and things that they're making her do?
Complaining, crying,
Yeah.
mad.
According to court documents, Zunich wasn't the only member of the Knoefel household complaining to family members. Zunich eventually revealed to investigators that Kevin often complained about pain in his thighs due to his job as a truck driver. Zunich, desperate to please, listened. She claims that after talking about his problem for so long, Kevin eventually made a lewd suggestion for a solution. According to Zunich, Kevin thought she could start massaging his thighs, and so she did. That was the beginning of a shift in their relationship that would determine the fate of the rest of their lives, and the end of Lisa's.
Okay, so then she goes to school for a few months, and then the kids have spring break. She was fine at spring break, no issues at spring break?
No, we went camping in spring break.
Okay, where'd you guys go camping?
North Carolina.
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Remember where?
Ooh. I don't remember the name of what it's called.
How do we pick these places that we're going to go camping?
That was Lisa's job. She had a book of all kinds of different campgrounds.
Do you gravitate to the KOA, those type?
We had a membership to a certain group of campgrounds. And that one in North Carolina was one that was part of our group that we could go to.
It was during that camping trip that their relationship escalated even further. Court documents reveal that while camping in North Carolina, the two became physically intimate. After that, Zunich claims she developed romantic feelings towards her foster dad. She changed his contact name in her iPod to Kevin Love and began buying him gifts, like underwear.
So that camp trip was just like any other camp trip then? Everything went well? Okay. Come back from spring break. She taught us the last 2 months out at the tech center. Still complaining, but goes to school every day, does her homework, and graduates or completes the school year. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your guys' day when you come home from school and work. Like you work till 4:30. Would it take you an hour to come home or so?
Half an hour.
Half hour, okay.
Well, you drive a bus then too, right?
Yeah. I was a zombie.
You still drive a bus now? No. Okay. So when, so you would come home from work around what, 5?
Up to Boardwalk, how's it fit?
And would you go to sleep first, or would you go right to the bus garage?
Fine. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep, okay. And what time would you wake up?
6:30.
6:30? So you sleep from 5 to 6:30, wake up, go to the bus garage.
Yeah, 6:30 wake up. I would drop Sabrina off at school on the way to the bus garage.
Now, would Sabrina already be awake for school?
Yeah.
What about Megan?
Varied.
Okay. Obviously, Haley wasn't in school, but was she awake at that time? Okay, what about Lisa?
That was hit or miss.
Hit or miss? Sometimes she'd be awake, sometimes she wouldn't? Okay.
Court documents state that the drive to school was only about 10 minutes. But those short morning commutes would become a key piece of evidence in the investigation of Lisa's death. During their time alone in the car, the two continued to engage in sexual activity. One teacher from Zunich's school even shared in an interview with NBC that he recalled a time when he noticed a suspicious interaction with Kevin and his foster daughter. The teacher claimed to have witnessed Zunich sitting between Kevin's legs while in the car. It seemed very odd and definitely inappropriate for any father-daughter relationship. There was an obvious tension in the home at this point. Zunich began finding herself in more and more arguments with both Megan and Lisa. Lisa began noticing that Zunich had developed a strange attachment to 3-year-old Haley. To Lisa and even outsiders, Zunich seemed overly maternal and possessive of the toddler.
What was the relationship now with Sabrina and Lisa and you? How's everything gelling?
And Megan and Haley.
Yeah, the family unit. How's everything gelling?
Had its good days and had its bad days.
Tell us about the good days.
The good days, everything went smooth. There was no problems. Kids did what they needed to do.
Harmony in the home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us about the bad days.
Bad days. You started out with Megan and Sabrina getting into it. Or Sabrina. Either not getting her way about something and reacting to that, or doing something wrong and having to be gotten after.
And who would step in and correct her? Would it be you or would it be Lisa?
It was equal.
Okay.
It got to the point to where Lisa got really frustrated and So we made a decision for Lisa to just deal with Megan, and I dealt with Sabrina.
When did that decision happen?
I couldn't tell you.
Sabrina, listen to you more? You have more influence on her?
I don't know if I'd say that.
But according to Sabrina herself, that wasn't the case at all. She claims Kevin Knoefel did have a strong influence over her. And Lisa thought so too. It was around that time that Lisa began noticing changes in her husband and foster daughter. She became suspicious of their relationship, and for good reason.
As opposed to Lisa? You know, who had the...
I was able to get through to her better, I believe.
So obviously when you talked, she listened. Whereas Lisa, she talked and all she heard was wah, 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 wah.
Probably a good analogy.
Lisa made it clear to Kevin that she wanted Zunich out of the house. And luckily, her 18th birthday was approaching. On October 27, 2012, the Knoefels would have the option to open the door and say, "See ya," as Kevin put it to investigators. But, of course, that wasn't what Kevin had in mind.
I laid it on the line from her, to her from the get-go, telling her that what we were willing to do to help her, that as long as she followed the program, she was more than welcome to stay in her house, even after she was out of care.
And so she did. By the time that decision was made in October, Kevin and his foster daughter were already entangled in an ongoing sexual affair. Court documents show that the month prior, during their daily school drop-off routine, Kevin confided in Zunich that his wife was worth more dead than alive. He said they had purchased more than $750,000 worth of life insurance policies on Lisa. And with that money, he and Zunich could start a life together, just them and little Haley. Now, Zunich's preoccupation with the little girl was beginning to make sense to investigators. Zunich had been acting possessive of Haley because she thought Haley would soon be hers. They just needed to get Lisa out of the way.
So, if you could elaborate more on how your relationship with Sabrina developed and evolved. Remember, Kevin, we asked you for the truth when we came here.
If we're getting into all this stuff, am I supposed to have my lawyer?
Well, you know, that we explained to you when he read you your rights. But also we asked you for three things. I asked you for the truth. I wanted to hear your side of the story. And we needed to talk to you. This is the time to clear the air. So. It's your decision. You know you have a choice in the matter.
Well, I already have an attorney on record. I think he should be here for all this.
Well, like I say,
I'm only going to say the truth. I'm not going to lie about anything.
Right. That's what I asked you for when we came in here. You know we have the evidence. I have an 11-count indictment here. And I wanted to discuss the whole thing with you, the whole puzzle. You know, each piece of the puzzle we put together for the last 8 months. And we have the evidence. So, I mean, we are going to go forward with this, as you know, and as we are going forward with it now. The part you just asked me about, that's your decision, and that's, I wanted to work with you if I could, but, you know, I can't talk to you then. So, you're at the Y in the road, you have to make a decision, you know. But I thought we had a good conversation going.
Your choice to make, Calvin.
No, we do. It's,
So you just have to let us know what your decision is.
I should have a lawyer before we proceed.
Okay.
Thanks to Sabrina Zunich's willingness to come forward with details about Kevin's involvement in his wife's murder, investigators had enough to go on even despite Kevin's reluctance to share more during his interrogation. Kevin was indicted on charges of sexual battery, complicity to aggravated murder, and conspiracy to commit aggravated murder. In total, there were 11 charges against him. His trial took place in Lake County, Ohio in June 2014. Zunich testified in court that after she turned 18, Kevin confessed something huge to her. He didn't love Lisa anymore. He wanted out, but a divorce wasn't an option if it meant possibly losing custody of Haley. Their other option? Well, that involved Lisa and a pistol. The two plotted ways to shoot Lisa and make it look like an accident. Then, on the morning of November 15th, the day before the murder, Kevin shared a new idea with Zunich. He cried to her, allegedly threatening to take his own life if Lisa didn't end up dead first. Zunich agreed to get the job done. Then Kevin gave her some fatherly advice on how to kill her foster mom. It didn't take long for Kevin to begin calling around to cash in those life insurance policies on Lisa. He started spending the money shortly thereafter, too. All the while, his teenage sweetheart was in a jail cell awaiting sentencing. After Zunich came forward and testified at trial, Kevin Knoefel was found guilty of all 11 charges filed against him. Though he denied any involvement, he was sentenced to life in prison. He will be eligible for parole after 30 years. If granted, he could be a free man again at 73 years old. Sabrina Zunich received the same sentence. If granted parole, she would be 49 years old when she is released.